As you watch this video, countless souls who have left this world are involved in activities that might truly astonish you. Edgar Cayce, the most extensively documented psychic in America with more than 14,000 recorded readings, disclosed what these souls are actually doing in the afterlife, and it differs significantly from common perceptions. Have you ever pondered the fate of consciousness after physical death? Have you sensed the presence of a departed loved one or encountered unexplained spiritual experiences? Stick around, because the insights I'm about to share from Cayce's authenticated readings will radically change your views on death, consciousness, and the remarkable journey that lies ahead for every soul. In just a few moments, I will share 3 astonishing findings from Cayce's recorded cases. To begin with, I'll discuss the surprising actions that souls partake in right after passing, which even took Cayce by surprise. Next, I'll present the evidence showing how souls assist the living through particular readings. Finally, I'll explain the remarkable preparation that souls experience before their next life on Earth. However, what will truly amaze you about these insights is yet to come. Edgar Cayce didn't merely hypothesize about life after death while residing in Virginia Beach. This exceptional figure entered altered states of consciousness and provided elaborate descriptions of the activities of souls, which were later confirmed through remarkable evidence. In Reading 5749, delivered in 2003, Cayce spoke of encountering souls engaged in what he referred to as schooling in the spiritual realm, where they were learning the lessons they had not mastered during their earthly lives. However, there is something even more astonishing occurring right now in the spiritual realms, as revealed through Cayce's most insightful readings. The first action undertaken by departed souls, which will reshape your beliefs about the afterlife, involves what Cayce termed the review process. In reading 1472-2, he explained that immediately after death, souls undergo a thorough life review, but not in the manner that most people imagine. These spirits aren't merely observing their lives as if they were a film. Instead, they are fully engaged in feeling every emotion they once evoked in others throughout their lifetime. In 1932, Mrs. Catherine Morrison from Norfolk, Virginia, received a reading regarding her late husband. Cayce disclosed that he was enduring profound regret as he personally experienced the suffering his hurtful words and deeds had inflicted. However, here's the astonishing detail that even Cayce's stenographer remarked on in disbelief. The soul was concurrently learning to convert that anguish into wisdom to direct his future life. This alters our entire perspective on death and responsibility. Those you have lost are not merely at rest. Instead, they are engaged in a thorough reflection on every interaction they had while alive, experiencing both the joy and suffering they caused. In Reading 254-68, Cayce disclosed surprising information that astonished even his most trusted colleagues about what souls experience during this review phase. The second aspect of what deceased souls are doing involves proactive communication and support for the living. Cayce's readings have recorded numerous instances where departed souls have been actively assisting their living family members and friends, which is far from being mere coincidence or hopeful thinking. The materials from Cayce's archives at the Association for Research and Enlightenment in Virginia Beach offer documented evidence of a persistent link between different dimensions. In 1936, Mrs. Helen Garrison received a reading regarding her son, who had tragically lost his life in a car accident. Reading 2067-1 indicated that her son was not only conscious of his family's sorrow, but was also actively working to offer comfort and guidance. Cayce illustrated how the son was impacting his father's business choices, assisting in averting a financial crisis that could have severely affected the family. 3 months later, Mr. Garrison steered clear of a disastrous investment that could have led to his bankruptcy, acting on what he described as an inexplicable intuition that ultimately protected his family's future. The reading foresaw this very situation, detailing the investment opportunity and the sense of direction he would experience. However, Cayce also uncovered something even more extraordinary regarding the way souls interact with the living in his most debated readings about the Akashic records. The third activity of deceased souls encompasses what Cayce referred to as dimensional schooling. In Reading 37444, he elaborated on the intricate learning institutions within the spirit realm where souls engage in subjects they overlooked during their earthly existence. These are not merely mystical ideas, but rather essential preparations for future lives. Cayce indicated that souls who demonstrated cruelty or apathy in life are obliged to learn compassion through first-hand experiences of suffering. Those who had previously embraced materialism were introduced to spiritual values through encounters with pure love and wisdom. Rather than facing punishment, these souls received education through experiences that would equip them for more enlightened lives in the future. Dr. Wesley Ketchum, who closely collaborated with Cayce in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, recorded a session regarding a deceased businessman now participating in what Cayce described as the University of Souls. This individual was acquiring farming skills that he would apply in his next life as a farmer, thus entirely transforming his former materialistic way of living. In just 3 minutes, I'll present the reading that uncovered the most astonishing activities that souls partake in, which challenges the conventional teachings of mainstream religion about the afterlife. The fourth activity focuses on souls deliberately selecting their future parents and life situations. It's not a matter of random selection or divine intervention. According to Cayce's readings, souls in the spirit realm thoughtfully choose their upcoming families, guided by the lessons they aim to learn and the karma they seek to address. In reading 2823-1, it was narrated how a soul invested years in the spirit realm analyzing potential family dynamics before opting for parents who would offer precisely the challenges required for spiritual development. The soul assessed bloodlines, familial patterns, and geographical settings to guarantee the most conducive learning environment for its next life. In 1941, Mary Ellen Carter, who lived in Richmond, Virginia, received a reading regarding her unborn baby. According to Cayce, the soul destined to enter her family had deliberately chosen them due to unresolved issues from past lives. This child was meant to mend family rifts that had endured through various lifetimes. As he grew, he exhibited a remarkable grasp of family relationships and played the role of a mediator in disputes that had split the family for many years. The precision of Cayce's reading offered documented proof of soul planning prior to birth. However, what may truly amaze you regarding the preparation of souls for reincarnation is this. The fifth activity that deceased souls are engaged in currently entails participating in active healing within the spiritual realm. Insights from Cayce's readings indicated that numerous souls spend their time between lifetimes assisting others who are enduring the effects of traumatic experiences on Earth. These individuals take on the role of spiritual healers, striving to restore completeness to wounded spirits. In reading 1621, Cayce described a woman who passed away due to cancer and is now functioning as a healer in the spirit world, aiding other souls in overcoming the spiritual roots of physical ailments. She discovered that her cancer stemmed from pent-up resentment, and she began guiding others to let go of harmful emotions before they can turn into illness in future lives. The spouse of this departed individual shared experiences of a healing presence and guidance that assisted him in overcoming his own health issues. Numerous witnesses recorded his extraordinary recovery from a long-term condition that medical professionals had deemed incurable. This highlights a deep truth regarding the enduring nature of love and service beyond the grave. Your departed loved ones could be diligently working to heal and assist not only you, but also many other souls getting ready for their earthly experiences. You won't believe what Cayce disclosed regarding souls that transform into guides for those living. The sixth activity centers on souls acting as spiritual mentors and educators for incarnated beings. Cayce's readings have noted many instances of departed individuals who have transitioned into spirit guides, actively assisting the living in their spiritual growth and life difficulties. In reading 949-12, it was shared how a late minister became a spiritual mentor for various individuals in search of religious insight. The minister's soul continued its learning journey in the spirit world, equipping it with wisdom that surpasses denominational limitations. Mrs. Agnes Thompson, hailing from Norfolk, received support through Cayce that enabled her to create a healing ministry impacting thousands. The reading uncovered that her late grandfather, who had lived as a humble farmer, had transformed into a spiritual mentor, imparting to her profound, healing wisdom. Her healing practice is backed by verified testimonials from hundreds, offering concrete proof of guidance from advanced souls in the spiritual realm. Now let's delve into the seventh surprising aspect of what souls achieve between their lifetimes. Departed souls are diligently working on resolving karmic issues and mending relationships over various incarnations. Cayce's assessments indicated that souls within the spirit realm partake in intricate negotiations and agreements with one another to address past wounds and restore balance to their karma from earlier lives. In rating 1436-3, Cayce explained how two souls, previously adversaries, collaborated in the spirit realm to orchestrate a future life in which they would be born as siblings. This configuration would enable them to experience affection and partnership rather than strife, thus mending the karma associated with their souls. The reading was provided to a woman whose contentious relationship with her brother had led to ongoing family strife for many years. Gaining insight into their karmic ties allowed both siblings to mend their relationship and collaborate for the first time as adults. However, there exists an even deeper activity in which souls are involved, linking to the fundamental essence of cosmic evolution. The eighth activity of deceased souls pertains to engaging in what Cayce termed the development of cosmic consciousness. In the spiritual realm, advanced souls collaborate to impact the collective spiritual evolution of humanity. These individuals join forces on initiatives that shape the Earth's collective consciousness. According to reading 5749-14, groups of evolved souls are actively involved in inspiring advancements in science, medicine, and spirituality to propel human civilization forward. Cayce illustrated how these souls guide inventors, researchers, and spiritual figures to achieve groundbreaking insights. In one passage, Thomas Edison's workshop in Menlo Park was noted for being impacted by a collective of spirits dedicated to hastening technological progress. It was indicated that Edison's remarkable inventive talents were augmented by his openness to the insights of enlightened beings who recognized the positive effects of his creations. This sheds light on why specific eras in history experience swift progress across various domains at once. Groups of spirits are continuously striving to uplift human awareness and potential from the spiritual plane. Now, let's explore the ninth and most astounding activity that these departed souls are currently engaged in. Souls within the spiritual dimension are diligently gearing up for what Cayce referred to as the new era of enlightenment for humanity. In his reading 1602-3, he disclosed that evolved souls were strategically planning to incarnate en masse at a designated time to aid people through an essential evolutionary shift. These souls have been absorbing advanced spiritual concepts and healing methodologies in the spirit realm, ready to share their wisdom during humanity's most pressing times. Cayce forecasted that this synchronized emergence of enlightened souls would commence in the latter portion of the 20th century and extend into the 21st century. The reading illustrated that these incarnated souls would possess innate talents in healing, psychic abilities, and spiritual instruction. They would take on forms within families and cultures globally, aiming to elevate the collective vibration of human awareness. Observing the surge of interest in spirituality, alternative healing, and the expansion of consciousness over recent decades, we can witness the evidence of this anticipated arrival of advanced souls who are carrying out their purpose to assist humanity's spiritual growth. These 9 endeavors illustrate that death is not a conclusion, but rather a transition for ongoing development, service, and readiness. The spirits of your deceased loved ones have not disappeared. They are actively engaged in significant work that continues to enhance both the spiritual realm and our earthly lives. Edgar Cayce's documented readings offer us the most thorough insight into the activities of the afterlife that has ever been recorded. These are not mere theories or beliefs. They are comprehensive narratives from America's most extensively documented psychic, whose precision has been validated countless times over 4 decades of readings. The next time you feel the presence of a departed loved one or experience inexplicable guidance in your life, keep in mind that spirits in the afterlife are engaged in work, learning, healing, and preparing for their ongoing journey of spiritual growth. Death marks merely a transition to a higher level of consciousness and service. Your spiritual journey does not conclude with physical demise. It persists in ways that are more beautiful and meaningful than many can ever conceive. The souls who have transitioned before us are not only watching over us, they are actively involved in the intricate process of cosmic evolution, and their love and guidance continue to influence our lives significantly and tangibly. However, there is an even more remarkable insight that Cayce shared regarding the bond between the living and the deceased, which many people overlook. In Reading 5756-4, he explained how certain souls act as what he termed bridge builders between different realms. These enlightened spirits are dedicated to enhancing the connection between dimensions, facilitating communication for both sides. Margaret Foster from Virginia Beach witnessed this phenomenon for herself when her late mother began to appear in her dreams, providing specific information about family issues. These dreams were not ambiguous or symbolic. They included exact details about hidden family documents, financial accounts, and even the whereabouts of a long-lost family heirloom that had been missing for many years. As Margaret heeded the counsel from her dream encounters, she found everything precisely as her mother had outlined. The family records unveiled significant genealogical details that linked their heritage to notable historical personalities, while the financial statements offered support during a challenging time. Cayce's insights into Margaret's circumstances indicated that her mother had chosen to act as a bridge builder due to the heightened psychic sensitivity present in their family lineage. Through this intrinsic connection, the mother's spirit was able to extend continuous guidance and safeguarding to her living kin. This illustrates a deep truth about the endurance of love beyond mortality. Some spirits opt to focus on maintaining strong ties with their earthly families, acting as guardian entities that continue to care for and shield their loved ones across different dimensions. Here's what Cayce learned about enhancing our bond with these guiding spirits. The readings indicate that those who have passed away are perpetually sending us signals and messages, Yet many individuals are either too preoccupied or disconnected spiritually to notice them. In reading 1947 for Cayce, it was explained that loved ones who have died often reach out through what he termed impression waves, which affect our thoughts, dreams, and intuitive insights. Dr. William McGarry, who collaborated extensively with Cayce's medical readings at the ARE clinic in Phoenix, recorded numerous instances where patients received healing insights via dreams and intuitive impressions from deceased healers and physicians. These spiritual mentors offered targeted treatment protocols that demonstrated extraordinary success for ailments that traditional medicine could not resolve. One particularly notable instance featured a woman suffering from a rare autoimmune disorder who started to receive comprehensive nutritional advice via her dreams. The spirit identified himself as a doctor who had focused on nutritional therapy in his lifetime. Adhering to his recommendations resulted in a total recovery that astonished her healthcare providers. According to Cayce's readings, the essential aspect of accessing this guidance is to cultivate what he referred to as attunement through consistent meditation, prayer, and spiritual education. As we elevate our vibrations through spiritual practices, we become increasingly open to the loving insights that spirits from the other realm are always eager to share. However, the most astonishing aspect of this continuous interaction between realms is that it can forever alter your perception of death. Cayce's readings reveal that certain souls intentionally delay their own spiritual progress in order to assist particular individuals on Earth. In reading 2072:10, he explained how a past grandmother opted to linger in the lower spiritual realms longer than required, as her psychically gifted granddaughter sought tailored support for her ability development. This grandmother's spirit was actively collaborating with spiritual mentors in higher realms to devise a series of experiences that would enable her granddaughter to nurture her psychic talents without becoming overwhelmed or led astray by negative forces. The grandmother played a crucial role as a spiritual protector and mentor, giving up her own advancement to guarantee the spiritual safety of her granddaughter. Mary Louise Battersby, hailing from Richmond, Virginia, emerged as a renowned spiritual counselor, aiding countless individuals in nurturing their psychic abilities in a secure manner. Her documented precision in offering advice and her skill in facilitating connections with deceased loved ones served as ongoing proof of her grandmother's enduring guidance from the spiritual plane. This illustrates the profound love that can exist between souls. Rather than weakening these bonds, death enhances them by transcending the confines of the physical world. Your departed loved ones might actually feel more influential in your life now than when they were physically present. The insights revealed by these cases concerning soul activities following death reach much further than merely providing personal solace regarding the loss of loved ones. These lessons offer a comprehensive view of consciousness, purpose, and the interwoven nature of all existence. Acknowledging that souls continue to evolve through lessons of love and service after death fundamentally alters our perspective on our lives and relationships. Each interaction you engage in, every decision you take, and all acts of kindness or malice generate effects that resonate well beyond your physical life. The spirits that have departed before you are diligently engaged in mending the scars and amplifying the love derived from their earthly journeys, while also getting ready to extend this effort in their future lives. Your present existence is not disconnected from this universal journey. You play an integral role in the intricate tapestry of spiritual evolution. The obstacles you encounter, the bonds you form, and the personal development you undergo all play a part in the collective progression of consciousness that transcends both dimensions and lifetimes. Gaining insight into these 9 activities of souls post-death allows you to live with more intention, love with a greater depth, and approach your own eventual transition with assurance rather than trepidation. Death does not signify the conclusion of your narrative. Instead, it marks the beginning of a new chapter in an endless path of development, devotion, and selfless love.